Hello everyone. Today we're in Lititz, Pennsylvania for something I have not seen in a very long time.
Oh dear.
And it's not just the deer that I haven't seen. It's the fact that if you look at the previous shot, you can see an SD40E sitting behind the trees. But in this shot, you can see a GP38 running around the Johnson & Johnson plant. That means that there are two engines on this H23, which isn't super duper uncommon, but the uncommon part is they're both facing different directions on each end of the train. This is called a push-pull and almost only used when they have so many cars that they cannot fit it on the runaround track in the middle of Lititz. Because of that, it is a rare occurrence, and I was really happy to end up in the park today seeing it. In a very strange maneuver that I have no idea what they were attempting to do, they brought their train foot by foot into Lititz, stopping at the runaround track that they didn't even need to use in the first place. After getting some pictures at Broad Street, I headed down to one of the crossings along the track as I didn't know when they were going to leave. Thankfully, it wouldn't be too long until I saw the headlights of H23 rounding the corner and they rolled past me. off a family member at the Harrisburg airport, we headed down to Enola Yard to see what we could find there. We ended up finding a lot of interesting stuff, including NS-5604 and Operation Lifesaver. The two previously mentioned engines were actually facing each other, which was really cool. But back in the engine shops was the real goal of the day, NS-1700, the Erie Lackawanna painted ST-45. This engine is actually an ex-Erie Lackawanna locomotive, so NS decided to paint it up into its old paint scheme. Also in Enola was a CSX-YN2 number 519. I have no idea why it's here, and I'm assuming it came off of one of the CSX detours, but it's stayed on NS rails for a long time, so I don't know what they're up to with it. We decided to start our trackside rail fanning in Hummelstown, Pennsylvania. First up is NS-25P. Next up was an absolutely flying NS-260 going from track 1 to 2. Soon after that came NS-11K. Last up, we have NS29G with a fresh C6M leader. Apparently, somewhere around the middle of this train there was a very smoky gas. However, I did not see any of it, and people on the other side didn't see any either. That would mark the end of our rail fanning on NS rails, but make no mistake, we're not done for the day. Today is also the second to last day of Model Railroad Days at the Railroad Museum of Pennsylvania. First up is the Susquehanna Valley Model Railroaders' beautiful O-gauge layout. Followed by the Reading Railroad in London. We then head to the second main attraction of the show, the Northeast Corridor layout. Then we head to, of course, the crowd favorite layout, the New Jersey Model Railroaders layout at Stratford Railway. With some technical difficulties. Last on the list, and my personal favorite, was the Washington, D.C. Modular Railroad Club layout. This was tucked in the back behind the chaise, but as they say, this is a hidden gem.
like Longhorn.
Okay.
The other place is going to
Wait, no, wait. What?
Moving axles on an HO scale? Give me right now.
It's coming for you. Bruh.
Good application, right? You believe?
We did the bus from 611.
There were even model trains outside the museum, as the choo-choo barn had a truck full of trains running outside. After all those model trains, it was time for some real trains. First off, we have 90 flying through Cherry Crest. Then we headed to Espenshade, where despite no trains coming and the gates not being down, the lights were flashing and the bells were ringing. We ended up having to use the blue sign, PSA, find that to report incidents, aka if your car gets stuck on the track, and called up the railroad to tell them that their crossing was broken. Apparently this has happened before, so they sent a technician out to fix it.
What?
So yeah, it turns out all you have to do to fix the crossing is to just push on the gate. With the crossings activating for an actual train now, 90 came storming up the grade through Espenshade.
You stupid.
And it happened again. Don't worry, I was able to fix it. After that, we headed to Paradise for one last thing to end off the day. The brand new, at the time, Phase 7 Cabcar. This was trailing Keystone 672, and we made it to Paradise just a couple minutes before this train came flying through 6 minutes late. And after that came a completely normal cab car. We realized that 90 had one more trip of the day, and since we were already going out that way, we decided to stop and see 90 one last time in the peak golden hour lighting. And this time, the crossing didn't get stuck.